On Monday, 17th October 1871, a publican in Tillicoultry in Clackmannanshire faced charges of contravening the Public House Act, a licensing act dating from 1839 and later the Forbes-Mackenzie Act of 1853. This was at a time when hotels only served alcohol to people staying there overnight or to Bona Fide travellers on a Sunday. In 1839, a House of Commons debate stated that landlords are entitled, under the Licensing Act, to serve bona fide travellers. What exactly a bona fide traveller was very much open to debate. In an English case in 1864, the Court of Common Pleas said that people out for a walk were just as much bona fide travellers as those doing business, as long as they had walked from, for example, one village to the next, and it was perfectly acceptable for these people to be served alcohol on a Sunday during church hours. Debate surrounded the distances involved, whether it was just 2 miles or a minimum of 10 miles, as the law didn't state. It was vague, and it was up to publicans to get information from their customers, including their addresses, where they'd come from, where they were going, and so on, and then be able to prove to the authorities, if questioned, they had done all they could to check they were bona fide travellers. On 2nd of October 1871, David Murray of the Royal Hotel in Tillicoultry was working when 3 young men entered. The men had been walking from Sochi near Alloa to Dollar, where one of them was going to be staying overnight. When they entered the hotel, they were given some drinks by staff, after Murray was convinced that they were indeed bona fide travellers. Due to the distance they'd covered, he felt he was entitled to give them the alcohol, and was not breaking the terms of his licence under the Act. He confessed in court that this was normal practice, but insisted he was acting within the parameters of the Act. However, the 3 men were challenged when leaving the pub by Constable Mackay, who was in the area at the time, and because they explained where they'd come from and where they were going, he concluded that Murray had been in breach of the Act. He duly reported the case to the relevant authorities, and the case ended up at Alloa Sheriff Court. The Procurator Fiscal said that it was not only this case that had to be decided, but also whether people could be termed travellers if they were walking from Sochi to Tillicoultry or from Alloa to Alva on a Sunday, which could justify hotel keepers serving them alcohol or refreshments on the Sabbath. He didn't think that was the case, as only people on urgent business were allowed to be supplied with alcoholic drinks on a Sunday. He said that people who loitered 2 or 3 miles from home on a Sunday afternoon could not be said to be on urgent business, nor were they, in his view, bona fide travellers. Murray told the court he ran his business in a respectable manner, adhering to the law, and in this case believed he'd done nothing wrong. The Procurator Fiscal agreed that he had not intentionally breached the Act, but that he'd not understood it. The Sheriff, George Munro, agreed the Act did not define in detail what a bona fide traveller was, nor did it dictate the distances involved, but it was there to try and prevent the consumption of alcohol on a Sunday. That being the case, he concluded that the 3 men who'd walked from Sochi were not real travellers in the sense of the Act, and imposed the lowest penalty possible on Murray. The hotel keeper was fined £1 5 shillings, with a further £1 18 shillings and twopence in expenses. Murray went on to sell the pub to George Richardson, a former butler from Ratho near Edinburgh in 1875. The pub at 2 High Street continues to serve customers to this day and is known as the Royal Arms. If you enjoyed this episode of Scotland's History, please like, comment and subscribe. Until next time, thank you for watching.